Hey, everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of What Are They Wearing? I'm Lily from Witchcrafts by Lily, and I want to talk to you a little bit about what this series is about before I get started on my first one. So, myself and Anthony Blackwell from the ABJ podcast have decided to work together. He does a lot of movie reviews, music reviews, wrestling content, interviews, and everything in between. He also does beer reviews and literally just a little bit of everything. So if you haven't checked out his page, please do so. But when he's doing his movie reviews, I'm usually with him watching those movies. And I've decided to pull back a little bit from doing wrestling related fashion content and doing all fashion content is what I will be doing going forward. I am keeping my fighting with fashion. Every Friday, I'll be posting a new video of me interviewing different wrestlers from around the area about their style, about their fashion, and how it relates to their character. But on this series, what I will be doing is watching these movies with Anthony and then going over my favorite looks in the movies from each character. Maybe not every character. I will probably go more in depth with the main characters than I will the supporting characters. And the way that we're doing this is that he does his music or his movie reviews for his podcast sporadically. There's not really a specific day that he does them, but when he does them, I will be waiting until after his review drops, which this one did drop this past Monday, July the 8th. So you can watch it now with Dante Elizabeth James. But what I'm going to be doing is waiting for his review to drop and then going back and talking about the fashion. So with all of that being said, as I just previously stated, this is available to watch now. So please go over to the Anthony Blackwell Jr. ABJ podcast. Links are below, but the episode of the movie review for Bride of Chucky with Dante James is out now. And I guess that brings me to where we are today. I did do a little Tiffany inspired makeup. Here you go. Here she is. I'm also wearing earrings from let's see if you can see those. By Sierra Babinski made these. I got these at a Pride event last month, and they just fit the theme so well. I know Tiffany doesn't wear earrings like this, but how could I not put them on? I would go into my wardrobe, but honestly, Jennifer Tilly has some great assets. I don't. I'm wearing multiple layers. We'll just put it that way. And a little top that I got from Gabe's. It is Jessica Simpson. I got it for $12. So there you go. So there's my outfit choice, my fashion choice, and my makeup today. I figured I'd go ahead and plug that too while we're doing fashion. I went very simple. As much as this looks extreme, for me, this is simple. So I used a very, very old, probably expired, don't tell anybody, makeup palette. Except for it's not, because I'm a girl on a budget. So this was definitely from Marshalls. I paid $8 for it. This is the new nude palette from Paris Hilton. It's definitely probably a knockoff, but it has some nice orangey, red, and purple colors in it. So I used that. For my blush, for my eyeshadow, for everything, I used I always forget what it's called, Rimmel Stay Matte Lipstick, Liquid Lip Color. I'll add the color down in the links below. Great Lash Blackest Black by Maybelline, and Truffle Cosmetics Lava Liner. And that is all of the makeup that I wore today. So now that that's out of the way, let's get to the fashion of this all. What I think I'm going to do first is I am going to talk about the fashion of the supporting characters and the supporting roles first, and then get into my more complex characters. So that being said, I'm going to kind of go like how the movie went without going how the movie went. So the movie starts with a cop. I don't remember his name. I want to say it was Bailey. I think Bailey is what was written on the lighter. I don't remember. I'll also little segue here. I don't watch a lot of movies. So this is another reason why I really want to do this is I get to talk about something that I love, but I'm also learning about something else, like or consuming more, because as a child I didn't watch a lot of movies, and I definitely didn't watch horror movies. But little backstory, I did watch Chucky 2 when I was 6, 7, 8, somewhere in there, very young. And it gave me such bad nightmares. Or I guess Child's Play too. I'm sorry, but it gave me such bad nightmares that like anytime my mom would ask me to go across the hall or across the house for something, I was terrified that Chucky would come out of any dark corner, a crevice, under a bed, out of the cabinets, like anything. So I used to do this fun little thing where I lived in Texas, so it was a ranch style home. There was not 2 stories, it was all one layer. But the way that the house was set up was it was just one super long hallway. So you'd walk into the front door, and there was a living room that wrapped around to the kitchen, back to that hallway. And that hallway went all the way through. There was a bathroom, there was a like linen closet, and then at the end of the hallway were the 3 bedrooms: my room, my sister's room, and my mother's room. And my mom would ask me, like, call me into her room, ask me to get something, and I would turn on every single light. Um, if it was something that was in the garage and I had to go all the way back through to the living room, I would literally, this is kind of embarrassing, but kind of funny. And I feel like it's necessary. This is why I'm telling you this. But the hallway was just a regular hallway, right? Like it wasn't super wide or anything like that. But my mom used to get mad at me for turning on all of the lights, because there was no reason for me to turn on all of the lights, right? So what I would do is I very vividly remember her asking me to get her something out of her car, and I couldn't turn on the lights, right? She was like, don't even think about turning on the lights, just go run and grab it and come back. I don't even remember what it was. That's not even important. But I was so terrified that I like Spider-Man that thing. Like I used myself as a tension rod, imagine, if you will. So I had one hand on this wall, one hand on this wall, one leg over here, one leg over here, and I like crawled, I like scaled the hallway. That's how terrified I was of Chucky. I was so scared Chucky was going to get me. And I don't even think I watched the whole movie, to be honest. So I was banned from any sort of horror movie or scary movie until I want to say like 9th grade, maybe it was 8th grade, that The Ring came out. And I watched that with my mom, and I peed myself. I won't lie to you. So horror movies weren't really big in my house. My mom never cared for them. I wasn't allowed to watch them. So now as an adult, I'm finally diving into things 33 years later, but here I am. So anyway, let's get into this. Tiffany has been iconic since day one, right? We'll get to her in a little bit. But the first person that I want to talk about is Damien, her little goth boyfriend. Is he goth? Was he really? His outfit did so much for the character that I hadn't watched this movie before. So here's the outfit. Let's go over that first, I suppose. Damien was wearing a crop distress shirt. This isn't a great picture, but you'll get the idea. Tight leather pants, and a little bit later, we also see the matching leather thong. A studded belt, the gold buckled, pointy-toed Italian leather boots. He had a vertical labret piercing that chained to an upside-down cross that pierced like the side of his lip as well. He was wearing fishnets, nail polish. He had the tribal tats. He had this cool finger ring thing going on, all of it. Here's what I have to say about it. He has the tribal tats, right? The black lipstick. He's got the look. Watching this movie for the first time just a few nights ago, I called out something that that I didn't realize I was being able to call it out. But as someone who has kind of been labeled this alt goth chick for most of my life, I've just been comfortable being me. I know that like I'm not a super hardcore goth girl. I'm not like this scary, not even scary, but like fearless, I should say. I'm not a fearless person. I'm a very scared person. I'm a very anxious person. But watching the way that he moved, the way that he acted, the way that his character was being portrayed, the first thing I said is, oh, so he's the poser goth guy, right? Like he's trying too hard. There's a part where Tiffany is trying to get him to look under the couch to see if Chucky's underneath there, and a spider drops on his face like a tarantula, and he freaks out. And there's another little something in there. I don't remember exactly what it was, but like every little thing, I was like, yo, he's not a real goth guy. And she's talking about, oh, like you killed somebody. That's so great. And then she looks at the picture and she's like, this is just you. And he says, like, took me 14 hours to make that picture, something crazy like that. And I was like, so he's trying really, really hard to be a goth guy. And he's just not cutting it. And then later on, we find out that he's really this super nerd that has like glasses and apparently did all this for Tiffany, which I think is beautiful. But at the same time, I think we were able to call out what was going on there even just from his looks. And I think that that's really kind of cool. The next, I only have 2 other supporting characters that I put in here. I'm going to lump them both together right now. Excuse me. So the next people would be Jesse and Jade. And they did have a few different outfits. You can see here what they're wearing. This is one of the last scenes that they're in. Tiffany had done Jade's makeup, so she kind of has like the matching beauty mark on her lip, the brighter lips, more pouty face and all of that. However, you can still see that they're very much wearing simple clothing. There's nothing grandiose about it. This is just who they are. And I think that what was really cool about their characters and the way that the wardrobe department portrayed their characters is that's exactly what they are. They are simple people. They are not anything that's just out of the ordinary. They're not looking for people to stare at them. They're trying to kind of be very low key. They're just normal, everyday people that get caught up in this crazy situation. And I think there's a point in time where once the dolls kind of come to life, so to speak, and actually start speaking to them, Chucky, I don't remember if it was Chucky or Tiffany, says, oh, you guys were definitely in the right place at the wrong time. And that's exactly what the whole movie was these poor kids are just these simple, all-American, kids that just want to live their life, that are just trying to get out of this situation where they're in this small town and close-minded people. And I think that the wardrobe department really was able to portray that very well. So good job there. The next person that I am going to talk about, it's kind of short. But the next on the list is Chucky himself. As previously stated, I did watch Child's Play 2 when I was very, very young. I really don't remember much about it. I remember the factory. I remember small little snippets. But I don't know. I guess was there a third Chucky before the Bride of Chucky? I don't know. I don't know when his face got all mangled and all of that. But when you first see him in the movie, he's in a bag, right? He's in an evidence bag, like a trash bag. And when Tiffany first takes him out, his head is sunken in. There's like just smushed and craziness. And then when she puts him back together, she decides that she's one crafty girl, and a crafty girl after my own heart. She's going to do whatever it takes to put this man together. She's going to take all those pieces of this broken man and mend them. And what she does is she sews him, she staples him, she takes a whole nother doll, I believe, and kind of just takes different pieces of it, which I thought was kind of cool, because she didn't just take a whole new doll, like the doll's head, and just put it on there and say, okay, this is the new Chucky. She was like, no, this is my man. and I'm just going to take the pieces that I need that he's missing to bring him back. And I thought that that was really cool. So I'm not going to show a picture of him yet, because the only pictures I could find of him from this movie are pictures of him with Tiffany as a doll. So before I get to Tiffany, who is the main attraction of this show, I do want to say a quote that Dante Elizabeth James said the other day on the ABJ podcast that resonated so hard that I was like, yes, this is it. This is poetry. Extremely accurate. So what Dante said was, she was in the movie for 20 minutes and she was already almost as iconic as Chucky. She was putting her stamp of, I'm here. Absolutely 1000%. And the reason why I say this is 100%, 1000%, 1,000,000% true, is because I don't actually know how long it took into the movie before she became a doll, but Tiffany has 8 different looks in this movie. 8, which I thought was really cool. So let's just start at the beginning. Tiffany comes out in this amazing all leather PVC pencil skirt, tight fitting, form fitting dress with the padded shoulders, pointed shoulders, matching jacket, seamed fishnets, stiletto. She's a bombshell and she knows it, right? She's coming over to the cop and she's like, I'm here for, or actually, I don't even know if she says anything to them. I think she just simply is cutthroat. I think she just comes over and then grabs Chucky and leaves. But you already know what kind of a person she is. She is ready to go and she's ready to do anything that it takes to get what she wants. And I think that this outfit, I'll bring it back up again, this says it all right there. Girl is filing her nails, not giving a hoot about what's going on around her. And I just loved it. I was hooked from the beginning. Second outfit, I have my list because I did write down while I was watching the movie. The second outfit that she wears is this purple pheasant sleeved velvet, almost Renaissance-y dress that has like a lace up detailing on the top. And that would be this one here. I think that this is very much an iconic look for Jennifer Tilly. Really, Jennifer Tilly is just super iconic. But I really liked this outfit because she only really wears 2 colors that I have noticed. Tiffany wears a lot of black and she wears a lot of purple. And this is the first time you see her wearing the purple. But it looks, if you even just look at kind of like the background of what's going on around her, it is that sensual, sexy side of things, but it also is very what is the word I'm looking for? Like, not aesthetically pleasing, maybe aesthetically pleasing, but more like it just blends so well, but at the same time is able to bring out who she is too. She is this badass girl, but she is still a woman and she is still feminine and she's still very in touch with who she is throughout all of this. The next outfit I have for her is my favorite. This is kind of what my look is modeled after today, which would be this black beaded corset dress with the large Victorian pendant necklace. She's wearing the seamed fishnets again and the stilettos, but holy iconic, right? Amazing. There's another scene where she's wearing this dress that I think it may not be the same dress. It may just be similar. But let me see if I can find it. Here we go. She multiple times, right, in the movie, you see her cooking and baking for Chucky, and she's making him Swedish meatballs and she's making him cookies. But every time that she does, whether she is a human or a doll, girl is still like, hey, I'm not getting my dress dirty. Okay, let me put this apron on quick. So here's the same beaded corset dress, which I'm just obsessed with. I love, but with the apron on top. And I feel like she was like, she's giving Betty Davis meets Betty Crocker. Like, this is it, right? She's just amazing overall. So that was the next look that she had. This is wild. Like I said, I think this is more or less this. I think I might have my outfits out of order, but I think that this is actually like once Chucky first came back, she was cooking for him and all of that fun stuff. I really do think that I missed the good one. Yeah, I did. So in the purple again, let me go back to this one more time. The apron is purple, but the outfit that she's wearing when I definitely did, yeah. When Chucky actually comes back to life, I think is one of my favorite outfits by her. I didn't have the wardrobe of my own to kind of replicate it, but let's be honest, this was probably the coolest look that she did in the whole movie. So she's wearing the purple corset. She's got tall black latex boots, which you can't see in this still, but I want to say they were like knee high, of the leather like patent boots. She's wearing the black panties, the black gloves, the seamed fishnets, and I don't have a picture with it, but she's also wearing like this velvet overlay mesh robe that was just beautiful. Like, imagine the older, like, I always just think of a damsel in distress or a woman who, like, the cops come and tell her that her husband has mysteriously been missing, and she does the with one of those like really big feathered boa robes. It was very reminiscent of that, and I just loved it. I ate it up. The next outfit that she wears is after, like, Chucky's like, oh, I wasn't gonna marry you. I don't want to marry you. That was never a thing. You've been holding on to that for 10 years, but that ain't me, babe. She kind of gets upset. She locks him up, which I thought was pretty cool. And Dante refers not refers to, well, yeah, refers to this as well in the episode with ABJ, that like she's kind of the only person that stuck up to Chucky. Like, she was that bitch, for lack of a better term. So I thought that was really cool. That so while she has him stuck in a cage, boxed in, locked up, she has her neighbor, who is Jesse, this small town kid that just wants to get out, right? She has him helping her outside in the trailer park. And she is wearing this gorgeous, I know, there are little water signs on everything. This is not my picture. None of these pictures are my pictures. I will not claim them as my own. But she's wearing this beautiful diamante, diamond, rhinestoned, however you want to say it, zebra dress, and it was so beautiful. Even though she kind of like doesn't have her hair up all the time, the only two scenes where you see her with the bob is the very beginning with the femme fatale dress, and then this one, and she's still like pulling in that sexiness, but still like showing who she is, and like using her, like I said, her assets to her advantage. And I think that that was really cool. But in that outfit, she's also wearing this, like, these black rhinestoned heels, and I couldn't find a picture of them, but I need those heels. I want those. They were so cute. So then, all right, on to the next look, the last one of the last looks that Tiffany has. Tiffany gets turned into the doll. She gets put in, Chucky does his voodoo and basically electrocutes her, and then immediately puts her into this doll that Tiffany so willingly brought for him, and said, oh, you want to get married? Here's your girl. And gave her this doll and said, gave him this doll and said, you could have her forever. And then she became her. So this is Tiffany's next look, technically speaking, was this crazy doll that doesn't quite look demented, but looks like, I don't know, not very Tiffany. You know, she's wearing the vintage white dress. She has this pearl necklace with like the ring around it. Very simple makeup. the dark brunette hair and the veil. She's got on this picture, the nails look almost pink, but in the movie itself, granted, this is probably a replica and not the actual doll, but in the movie itself, the nails were like almost this white color, and it was very like not Tiffany. So the next thing she does after she's like, all right, well, I guess I'm stuck in this body until we figure this shit out. She decides that she is going to make herself feel better and feel like her and be more her. So she somehow bleaches her hair. She goes back to this. She goes for this brown, like I would assume that it was longer because it kind of looks like it's braided, this brunette hairstyle. She puts on, she has like, she still has the dark roots, but she has like blonde hair again. She keeps the dress, she cuts it off a little bit, makes it a little bit shorter. She's wearing spiderweb fishnets. She's wearing Doc Martin style boots. She's wearing a black leather jacket. And we get to watch her put her makeup on, all of it. Here's the picture in which I'm going to show you for this. While she's doing her makeup, girl had to have a cigarette the whole time. She's got her Tiff necklace, which is also very iconic. But you get to watch her do her makeup, her lips, and her nails. And I never realized until watching this movie that her nails aren't black. Her makeup's not black. None of it's black. All of it is very, very, very dark red. So very dark red, very dark red. But her nails are also very dark red. Just putting that out there. So I thought that this was a really cool look for her because even though she's now been put into a situation where she's not feeling herself, she still made it to where like, okay, well, this is the situation I'm in now, so I might as well make the best of it. But I'm not going out looking like that. I'm going out looking like me. And I loved that for her. I thought that that still very much spoke for Tiffany as a person of like, if I'm going, literally, if I'm going to go out or if I'm going to do anything, I'm doing it for me and as me, as it should be. And I thought that that was really awesome for her too. The last sad final look, again, I don't want to go too much into the review. If you want to check the review, please, please, please go watch ABJ and Dante's review of this movie. But there is a little tidbit spot in there where she gets kicked into an oven and she is set ablaze. So the final look for Tiffany is a very charred, beaten down, and broken little doll. And I picked this picture specifically because even with all of that, even with the singed hair, even with the completely black rubber, everything, you know, all of it being covered in soot, this woman is still fighting. And she's not just fighting for a body so much as fighting to I don't know how to put fighting for her morals. She's fighting for her morals the whole time too. So kind of the whole movie is about wanting to be married to Chucky. Chucky comes, she brings him back to life. He doesn't want her. Not like that. He's comfortable with where they're at. And she's like, you know what? I'm still looking for that true love. And she sees that true love in these kids and she wants to protect it. So even though she is at this point where she is just this literal shell of a doll, I guess, not really a human being at that point, but this shell of a person, she still is not giving up. She's not going out without a fight. And I thought that was one of the coolest things about Tiffany herself. So this, I mean, I don't even, if I had to pick just one outfit that was my favorite, clearly we understand that I'm going with Tiffany, right? Like we all know that it's definitely going to be a Tiffany outfit. But to be honest, let me go. So I don't know that I showed the picture of Chucky. I'm sorry. So here we go. There's what Chucky ended up looking like with the stapled hair on the side of his forehead, the stitches, the ratted, tattered clothing. And there's a little bit of a longer profile of what Tiff was wearing. So that's all the outfits that I have. That's all the fashion that I was able to really deep dive into a little bit further, which I thought was really cool. If I had to go with my favorite outfit of the entire movie, it would 1,000% be this one. And there's no arguing with me on that. I will die on that hill. That was the best outfit of the entire movie. So thank you so much for joining me. So this has been my review of Bride of Chucky. What were they wearing? And we got to see everything that they were wearing. Well, we got to see everything Tiffany wore. But if there were other outfits, ensembles that you think that I missed that should have been talked about, throw them in the comments. Let's see what you have to say. What are your favorite outfits and what were your favorite pieces? Almost forgot. There was one small thing that I wanted to add in. Now, no one is wearing these things, but the prop department, along with the wardrobe department, added in some pretty cool things in the opening scene at the evidence depository. There were a Jason mask, Leatherface's saw, Freddy's glove, and Michael's mask. And I could not mention those things, right? So, as I said, that is all of the fashion that I was able to grab from this movie. Next week, I will be doing a review from Terminator 3, which will be airing tomorrow, July the 11th, at 7 p.m. I got this over on ABJ's channel. So definitely go take a look at that. Go watch it with them. And then come back to me next Wednesday because we'll be doing another What Were They Wearing? And we'll talk about their fashion there. I can't wait to see you guys again. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe. You know what to do. But also, I do want to just throw out that all of my links are available below, and I do have merchandise available now. So you can buy your own Witchcrafts by Lily t-shirt, mugs, hoodies, baseball caps, buttons, anything you could imagine. And also, I'm still working on some crochet crafts as well. So if you don't see things on here, maybe you should go check my other accounts because I do post frequently to my Instagram at Witchcrafts by Lily. And on my Facebook, you can find me. I have two separate pages there. One is Witchcrafts by Lily. And the other one is Fighting with Fashion. So please keep an eye out there for all things fashion related, style related, craft related, crocheting, quilting, sewing, whatever, what have you. But we will catch you next time. Bye.